Hey guys, the Gadget Man here with nothing but gadgets, and today I'm going to be giving you a walkthrough guide for the menu and settings on the Ceyomur CY70 Trail Camera. So 3, 2, 1, let's get at it. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and open this up right here. See our switch is to off here. We will set it to the middle, which is setup. You have to load some batteries in it, obviously. Let it fire up here. Okay, so now that it's fired up, it's asking us to choose a language. So let's go ahead and choose English here. And then we're going to set the date. And it has the right year, but not the right month. It's 12. And today is the 28th. So we'll go up here. Wait a sec. Let's just go backwards. There we go. Now it's going to format the SD card, which I've already inserted down here. We'll click that right there. Okay, now I didn't set the time correctly on it, and I'll do that later. Okay, so let's access the menu. All right, we've got the mode here. We have 3 options: photo, video, or photo video. I always like to choose photo video, so we'll go down there. PIR Interval. PIR, that is how often you want the motion detector to be active. It's set to 30 seconds. That's if you just really want to get a lot of pictures. The same thing, go ahead and do that. I use my cameras for wildlife monitoring, so I think 10 minutes, 10 seconds is the lowest you can go. All right, so I'm going to go to 10 minutes. In my experience, wildlife kind of hang around for about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes for our PIR interval. PIR sensitivity. That's how sensitive your sensors are going to be right here that are motion detection sensors. Okay, so I'm going to set this to high. I always set everything to high when I first start out. And then if that is too much, then I'll actually move it down if I get too many false positives. Interval. Okay, interval is basically time-lapse recording. So I'm not going to set it to time-lapse, but if you wanted to shoot a time-lapse, you could turn that on. And if you turn it on, it'll give you the ability to set how often you want the camera to take a picture. Time-lapse recording is simply telling it to take a picture ever so often. And if you turn on time-lapse recording, it will not, the motion detection function will be turned off, and it will just take a picture on a given interval. I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is just turn that off. Okay. IR LED auto. This is basically attempting to sense the nature, how bright the IR LEDs or the infrared LEDs need to be, and then adjust them accordingly. So we'll try it on auto. It has economy and then it has off, but we're going to set it to auto and hopefully it'll do a good job of it. Okay, low battery night shot, no shutting. Okay, what this means is that whenever it's taking a picture at night and it has to turn the infrared lights on, that actually puts a heavy draw on the batteries. And if the batteries are low, it can cause the device to malfunction. So what it's saying here, you have no IR LED and no shutting. Okay, so what this means is it's not going to shut them off. That's what they're trying to say. No shutting is no, don't shut them off. And then if you put it up here, that means that it's actually not going to turn them on basically at all. So what you're going to get is a dark picture. I'm not even sure why they have this function. It doesn't seem to make sense because if you don't have the infrared lights at night, the picture is going to be black, so it's going to be useless. But if you do have it on and the batteries are low, it's just basically going to cause a defect. So either way, you're not going to get the picture. So it's just up to you. I'm going to leave it right here. I always keep good, strong batteries in my cameras, so I don't have that problem. Okay, monitoring period. This is when you want the camera to work. Maybe you don't want the camera to work all day long, 24/7, 7 days a week. Let's say you only want it to work, say, at night when you're asleep in bed. Like, say, you know, you're monitoring your backyard or you're in an alleyway or something like that. And you don't want it to be monitored during the day. Well, then you can come down here and you can actually set your monitoring period. And so you can set the start time. In my case, I don't like to monitor during the day because no animals move during the day. So I not like to start my monitoring about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That seems to be when animals start to move the most. So that would be 1600 hours. Okay? And then I'm going to stop it at 10 o'clock in the morning because that's when also animals, very few animals move after 10 o'clock in the morning. No animals move between 10 and 4 in the afternoon. They just simply, they don't. Okay, they're asleep, and that's when their sleepy time is. Okay, so it also has a secondary monitoring period which you can use, but you don't have to use that. Okay, also it has the option here for side PIRs, basically these little pre-sensors right here, which essentially wake the camera up so when this senses something, it immediately takes a picture. If you turn those on, you're going to get a lot of animals coming into the shot, basically their head, their nose, or whatever, because as soon as they touch the field of vision of the middle sensor right here, the camera is going to go ahead and fire. And if you just have it set to take one picture, you're just going to get the nose of something. But if you have it set to take more than one picture or to take videos like I've set it up, then you're going to go ahead and get them. So in my case, I'm going to leave that on. This has to do with your electricity, and I am working in a 60 hertz area zone. If you live somewhere that has 50 hertz, such as Australia, you can change that to 50 hertz. Okay, so we'll go back. Oops, went out. Okay, interval LED, monitoring period, and that's for that section right there. Now up here at the top, you notice we have different sections. So let's go to the side, and now we're to the image section. And this will allow us to decide what size of megapixel the image. So I always like to set everything to maximum. So 24 megapixels is the maximum. So we're going to go up there. Okay. Numbers of photos. We have the option of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos. That's quite a lot. Since I'm going to be taking video, I'm just going to set it to take one photo. Okay. This is the shutter speed. You have the option of faster shutter speeds or slower shutter speeds. Slower shutter speeds are going to give you better performance in low light, but also worse performance when it comes to motion. So if something's moving, it's going to be more blurry if you shoot at a 115. If you shoot at 130, it's going to capture things in motion a lot clearer, but it's going to struggle in lower light conditions. But I think I'm going to stay at 130. Okay? So we have that set. Now let's go to the next one, which is video resolution. We have the option of 1080p at 30 frames per second. This is 1296p at 30 frames per second, 2K at 30 frames per second, and 2.7K at 30 frames per second. I'm going to go at the highest resolution and see how it does. Okay. Okay, video length. Video length is set to 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a good amount of time allow you to get something in there, get some good video. And it's not going to be too heavy on the batteries. Remember, at night when the camera's on and the infrared lights have to stay on for the entire duration of the period when the video is shooting. So if you have a really long video at night time period, it's going to drain your batteries quite quickly. So 10 seconds is a good time. It has a external microphone and it can record audio, so we have that set up. Okay, now let's go over here to the next one, which is settings. We've already set it to English. All right, and you can set it to other languages such as French, Dutch, Polish, Danish, Magyar, I have no idea, Slovakia, I guess, or Slovenia, Netherlands, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Chinese, and Japanese, I believe. That's a lot of languages. I speak English. I do speak some other languages, but I don't read those other ones. So, okay, here we go. And then we'll go to default settings. If you want to set the camera back to default, like it came out of the box, you can use that setting right there. This one right here is if you want to format your SD card, which we've already done. So we'll do that. And now we're back to time and date. And I did set the date right, but I actually did not set the time. So the time right now is Greenwich Mean Time. Get back. Okay, so it's 4:53. So that's that right there. 1600 hours is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And let's go down here. And we'll set it there. And we'll go down. It has seconds here. I'm watching the seconds on my watch and matched it up there. Okay, time format. Well, it's currently set in a 24-hour period, or say military time, but if you want to set it to a 12-hour time period, you can do that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, there are all the settings on this camera, how you go through them and what they mean. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Gadget Man saying, I'll see you later.